Hi, it's Nancy welcoming you to Garden Scroll. Looks like I'm not the only one enjoying this little shower. It smells so nice. And I don't really care how much of this grass this little bunny rabbit eats, but I sure don't want him going over and devouring a little plant or two that I'm trying to get established in the garden. That would hurt my feelings. Look, I can practically watch these little seedlings grow in the rain. They've really sprang up since yesterday. I mean, they were already up, but they've gotten taller since yesterday. Look, this hardy hibiscus is in full bud and it won't be long, maybe even tomorrow, when these will open. And this is called Texas Star Hibiscus. Today is June the 29th and we did get 2 small rains, no 3 actually, that came up to about 3/4 of an inch of rain, and that's great. But you know, I was thinking about taking these daylilies out, and we still have not got enough to get the ground soaked. It's just kind of, I tried to take up a little of them and they were just kind of pulling up and leaving some of the roots. So I'm going to have to wait on that little job too. And it's hot. It's 6 o'clock in the evening and it's just miserably hot already. And so now, to be going outside, the best time is actually early morning or late at night, and I'm not an early morning person, so I'm out here usually late at night, which I don't have to water today, and it's been wonderful not having to water. But by the looks of the ground, I'll need to water tomorrow. I was thinking about maybe going to see my daughter that lives out of state, but I don't suppose that's probably going to happen this time. But I thought we might scroll around the garden today and see if we can find something new that's opened up after the rain. And I was kind of hoping that the weather would get a bit cooler with the rain so that I could snip off some of these that are getting pretty tall, taller than I really need them to be. They're still very pretty though, but I could start another one with these, except that the weather has not gotten cooler. It's still been very hot and humid. So we're beginning to go into the really hot summer months now, July and August. So that's 2 months, 4 weeks of heat torture. The flowers are looking wonderful and bright though, and it is time for me to go ahead and put some more plant food on everything, and so far it's doing great, and I'd like to keep it that way if I can. My little pink mandevilla did bloom, but now my yellow ones are kind of fading away, but hopefully they will. You can see there's some more ready to go, and hopefully they'll mix together and be really pretty as they grow. And while they're not all the way open yet, these are beginning to open. These are, of course, the tree lilies. I was looking back at some of my previous posts, And I saw that this one, I was so proud of it because it had several blooms, and now it's just totally filled out with bloom. You can hardly see the strawberry pot, but I love it that way. It looks great. The little seeds I planted are still looking good too, growing a little bit taller. Look, I'm seeing there's a little volunteer coleus here. This is that strawberry drop coleus, I believe. And this little pot is filling out quite a bit. This little pot is growing until it's also filling out. I haven't put something new in it, and yet it looks so much fuller. It's looking good. I love to see them growing full and beautiful. Look at this licorice plant. It's just splaying out all over. Looks great. And my little strawberry pyramid is doing fair. It has a long ways to go to really look good. And I think my idea to try to make a soaker hose out of just regular hose by just poking holes in it is not really working at all. Excuse me. I think I'm going to actually take these all out at some point. I may wait till this fall or next spring now, depending on when I have the most time and am able to do it. But they're just not working for me. Sometimes though, in those hot summer months, it just needs more than just hand watering can give it. And this little pot too is filling out great. I did lose some of my verbena, but some of it is still there. And this the last time I showed you this, I had transplanted it from out in the lawn. It actually came up, and it's a little purple Gara glow plant, and it'll be very pretty when it blooms. But it was just looking all wilty because I had just put it in. It hadn't got its roots settled down in the ground yet, but you can tell it has now, and it's decided to like it here. And this is one of the blooms that I always remember my nephews that I haven't got to see for a while, my great nephews Trey and Ben, because I believe Trey painted this one, and they're just so pretty what they painted for me, and I enjoy them so much, and I feel a little bit closer to them. I haven't got to see them in a long time since they moved to another state. And I'm still just a bit amazed at how full the garden is this year. There's always been places for other things, and now there's not that many, if any, really places for other things. You know, when we find a plant we love, we'll stick it in there somewhere. But really, I don't have to do that anymore. I'll do it if I really want to, but I'm ready to just come out and start enjoying the garden that's already here. Look at these pretty yellow blooms. This is one of the little kind of a bush clematis. Makes these pretty little bells. And we'll soon have some more lilies right here. You can see those buds everywhere. And in the background of these buds, maybe you notice the tall phlox is now blooming also. A lot of it is, it's not really fully opened yet to be as big of a bloom as it's going to be, but it's looking nice. Some of my mums are blooming. I tried to clip back most of them that were blooming a little too early, but I missed a few, and I'm just going to leave them now. It's probably too late to trim them to see if they would bloom in the fall again. And my red salvia is blooming here on the side of the fence now, where it gets a little bit more shade, but it does fine here. It gets enough sun to do really well also. It won't be long till these are blooming. And my idea to put sedum in most of the pots was seemingly a good one, because actually I can now just not water every day. I can water just every day in some places, but not the whole garden, and that does help a great deal to know that there's spots you don't have to cover every day, and it doesn't take as long, and I think they look great. And one problem with waiting on my naturalized daylilies to take them out is all the blooms are gone now, so I'll need to either mark them some way or do something to be able to tell which ones I want to take out in the spring or wait until they bloom again, which, since they do bloom in fairly early summer, but still it's beginning to be too hot for them to be transplanted, or even the ground to be soft enough to just dig them up and get rid of them, which is what I'm planning on doing with these. And I'm seeing that I have a new tall lily bloom right here at the end of this fence line. So most of these you've already seen, but you can also see that they're getting more full and lush looking in the pots, and just looking good. And when I was recommending to my sister and to anybody that wanted to know what I would recommend, I forgot about the phlox, both the tall phlox and the carpet phlox. The carpet phlox is beautiful in the spring when it's just covered in blooms. It's just carpeted with blooms. And then the tall phlox waits till somewhere close to the 4th of July, and it's beginning to bloom. This little tall phlox is just slightly different color from my others, but most usually for me, I've gotten several different colors, and they do come in several very pretty colors, from white to dark purplish navy blue looking color, and that pretty bright pink that's sometimes called red. But the little one that is, let's see if I can go across here. You can see how this one is kind of pink with a pink eye, but most of mine are more like a light purple with a pink eye, and this is the dominant strain in my garden. They seem to all eventually go back to this color, Now I'm not seeing any over here, but I do know that there's some, and of course the one I showed you earlier is this one right here. I'm not getting it in focus for you, but let me go over there just a little closer to it. But mine usually do end up going to this color where it's kind of a, well, this one looks more like a light pink with a pink eye, but they'll either be this light pink with a pink eye or the light purple with a pink eye. But they're very pretty, and they definitely will bring the pollinators, especially the butterflies. And this is the first time I saw the big as your hand, giant yellow and black swallowtail butterflies. They were out for these. And I did notice this morning when we left for church that I do have one of these lilies blooming too, and they do kind of hang down, so I'm going to kind of tilt it up so you can see how pretty it is. More of the tall phlox, and I'll be showing you that even more as more of it opens up and it becomes fuller and just, you know, prettier, more of it. And this little Mexican flying vine is just filling out beautifully. It looks wonderful, and I can't wait till it gets the pretty bright orange blooms on. And I've had several of the hibiscus to bloom, and here's a couple more that will unfurl soon, maybe even by the morning. And this little hibiscus has a bud on it, so it won't be long till it also blooms. Again, it's bloomed, had one pretty bloom on it. This one is the one I'm waiting to see what is. It came back from inside. It never totally died out and just looks great, but I don't see any bud on it yet, but I believe it will have me some. This little pot is looking good, but it won't be long until my bells of Ireland go ahead and turn brown. So I've tried to fill it out enough with other things that when they do, it'll still be full and pretty, but it looks extra full and really pretty right now with all these things in it. And my neighbor Cheryl has told me, well, I don't see all the petunias blooming like they did last year, and I said I think my bells of Ireland have crowded them out. They're in here, but they were being crowded totally out. So I actually went ahead and pulled up a whole bunch of the bells of Ireland, but I also left quite a few, enough that'll they'll make me probably more seed than I want to come up in here, but I don't want to lose them. I like them as well as I do the little petunias, and I really wish that my poppies would make seed for me and come back next year. Right now they're not showing a lot of promise. That the heat has done them in, and even though it's rained and I've watered, they're still looking so puny. This one tried to bloom, and I don't think it's going to be able to make it. So I don't know if I'll have much luck with them, but I'm glad I tried, and they did a lot better than I thought they would. So I'm thinking that maybe next year I can try again, and I would like it even better if I didn't need to, because these would break open and put down seed and come up for me. That would just be great. But I don't know if they'll even make a bloom to make a seed now, because they are looking pretty much spent. But we'll see. Don't give up too soon on your plants. It's amazing what little plants can do after you give up on them. But I do think it will give my little petunias a chance to come on now, since they have some room there too. And of course I pulled up a bunch of their root, just getting the Bells of Ireland roots out. So, and I see there's one that I missed, but I planned on leaving just a few, but I don't want as many as I had in here to be coming up. And I don't remember if I showed you this after I cleaned it out. I cleaned all the dead ratty parts of it out and clipped a few of them off to make it a little fuller. So I think it's going to turn out very pretty too. I did lose some of this year, this pretty purple heart, and I lost most of the purple heart that has the velvety feel to it. Most, but not all. There's just a few little sprigs of it here, and they're not looking good right now, but I think they will take off and go. I'm hoping they will, so that I'll still have a little pot of this each year too. Would be great. And this little pot does have some more of the plain purple heart, and this little pot above it has some of the purple heart with a pretty bright pink, and I really love this one. It just pops so much in the garden and looks so pretty. And some of my crepe myrtles are also blooming, and the rest will follow suit, I'm pretty sure. And these in this pot are the pretty forget-me-nots that will also fill out the outside ring of my strawberry pyramid that I showed you in the back, and hopefully cover up that hose that I have in there. I hope they'll be thick enough and beautiful enough to do that. And this is another crepe myrtle that's blooming. He's feeding his babies, and I thought they were dead because a raccoon had tried to get in them. They knocked all over my little plants and stuff under them trying to get to them, and I thought they probably did. I assumed they probably didn't quit until they did, but they didn't get them. That's good. So the little mother is still there too. That's great. Look, this little pot has filled all the rest of the way out. It's a little bit sparse back there in the back, but not much. And it'll go ahead and fill out now that it's got a good start, I think. More of the crepe myrtles are blooming today, and today is July the 1st. I'm not sure, but I'm thinking that this little volunteer plant might be a hummingbird mint in orange. You'll see what will happen to it, what it will become. I saw one of the dreaded cucumber beetles, the one that looked like a ladybug, except they're green and with black dots, and I hate them so much. They just get out of hand quickly, and I've been so lucky this year not to have any more than that, but since I've seen two, I'm sure it's time to go ahead and spray. And while I'm at it, I'll spray for grasshoppers because they're getting pretty plentiful also. Look at this. Do you remember when it was just a tiny little seedling? I'm glad to get it back in my garden too. I've had one twice before, but I would like to always have one, and I like the scent of them when you walk by them and ruffle their leaves a little bit, or their foliage a little bit. It smells so good. And this little lace vine is really going. Now it's going to try to go up above this little trellis that I have it on, so I'll have to find some way to stop it from becoming invasive, but right now it looks so good. So we've ended quite a bit of time in the garden now. We've went through the end of February when I started cleaning till today, the 1st of July. That's probably over half of the gardening season. Maybe not quite half. And once we get past the heat of summer, which I'm dreading, but once we get past that, I would say the best is yet to come. Please be sure to like and to subscribe to the channel.